Oh my God. I jumped up from a deep sleep and turned on the light over the bed. My heart beat a mile a minute as my stomach took a nosedive. No good ever came from a phone call in the middle of the night. Trust me, I knew. I learned that lesson the hard way 12 years ago. Thankfully, the phone was on Cole's side of the bed. I knew it was probably silly of me, but when we moved into this house, we placed the phone on his side of the bed for this very reason. I wanted my husband to be the first line of defense if the police or a hospital called with an emergency in the middle of the night. I didn't think I was emotionally strong enough to experience that again. 2 rings. 3 rings. Why was Cole letting the phone ring so long? I didn't want the kids to wake up. It would be impossible to get Harley back to sleep. As the 4th ring began to sound, Cole thrust the phone at me. "It's for you. It's Beatrice." "Mom, what's wrong?" "Wrong? Wrong?" she repeated in a sing-song voice as if I was deaf. "Why do you always assume something is wrong, Annabel?" Maybe because you're calling me in the middle of the night?" My mother let out her slow, sarcastic chuckle. You know, the kind that made you feel insignificant and so inferior. I should have been used to it by now, but sadly I was not. "Annabel, really? Middle of the night? Aren't you being a bit melodramatic? It's what time? It's only—" I glanced at the cable box across the room. 10:30, Mother. To you it may not be late, but Cole and I were both asleep. With work and 2 kids, we're exhausted by the end of the day. Call us crazy, but we like to go to bed at a reasonable hour. Cole was watching me. As I covered my face with my hands and shook my head in frustration, he must have realized my mother was being her usual self. He flicked off the light and rolled over. He'd be snoring in moments. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous. My mother exhaled. "I guess I can understand, although I really do think it's too early for you and Cole to be sleeping. You know, Annabel, you really do need to keep that husband of yours happy. I would think you'd have other things to be doing at this time of night, if you know what I mean." Mother, I'd love to debate our sleep patterns with you, but I'm guessing that's not why you called, especially at this hour. My mother and I never called each other to just talk. In fact, I didn't actually remember the last time either one of us spontaneously picked up the phone to have a little mother-daughter chat. Our calls were all business, prompted by life events, breaking family news, or just plain old forced. In fact, we have a standard 15-minute touching-base phone call each Thursday, precisely at 11:45 in the morning, when my mom drove to the nail salon for her weekly manicure. "You're right, darling. I did have a reason for my call. I have big news for you. Very exciting news, I must add." "Okay, I'm all ears," I said as I flopped back against the bed and pulled the covers up to my chin. "Remember the lovely gentleman I told you about, Walter? The one you met a couple of months ago when you went on that cruise with the ladies you play bridge with?" "Yes," she exclaimed. "That's him. Well, guess what?" I couldn't help it, and I certainly didn't mean it, but a huge, loud yawn escaped my mouth. "Sorry, Mom, I don't know, and I'm too tired to play guessing games." I glanced over at a snoring Cole. Lucky bastard. "Okay, I had such a great time on the cruise with him. If you remember, we met by the pool bar. I know everyone says the cruise line has impeccable service, but I didn't experience it. The staff wouldn't last 15 minutes at the club, that's for sure. Good help is so hard to find these days. Anyway, we both must have been waiting for the bartender for a full 5 minutes. 5 minutes, can you believe it? When he finally came over, we both blurted out our order at the same time. Turns out we both ordered the same drink. We began laughing the moment the words left our mouths." "Yes, you told me this."